Good morning, good morning. The morning after the night before. How the heck are you and yours? And did you watch the match last night? That's the big one. So we did, and we had a house full of local friends to celebrate the fact that we made it to the final, actually. And I think that's what I wanted to talk about today. Is I'm sure both Kate must have had a actually today is all about reflecting. And I noticed he said in an interview last night, they said, does this mean that you're leaving? And obviously, there's a lot of conjecture about the fact that this is probably his last tournament for us. But he's taking time. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, actually, is the fact that we can take a lot from it. We didn't. My personal woman's opinion, until last Wednesday against the Netherlands, I don't think we played that well. I think last Wednesday we played brilliantly. Last night, the better team won. Shoot me down for saying it. But like the professional sportsmen that we saw last night, and we saw how much it meant to them, we all have things that happen that don't go to plan. So I'm always really happy to share wins and fails. So I had a couple of really great wins last week. Revisited the networking group hosted by the lovely Debbie Heron, and I'm going to rejoin that in September. Another win last Monday. My website went live, and I've had some lovely feedback on it. But what were my losses last week? And my loss last week was I did a daily email offering people on average 20%, 20% off joining my programs, one-to-one training. In fact, it was 25% off one-to-one training. I'm going to extend that actually for a week. I've decided today on the back of what happened last night, because I'm not going to be bowed, because I didn't get the results. People weren't in the mindset that they wanted to invest in improving their social media services. And that's something I'm going to be talking about today with my Social Media for Trainers group. So this is a cohort of trainers and coaches, and it runs twice a year over 12 weeks. And when you have a service-based business, as a lot of us do, people don't need what we offer every day, week, month, or year. Perfect example of that is I recently reconnected with somebody who I actually trained in the corporate world. He was part of an organization that I did training for, must be 18 years ago. And we've recently reconnected, and he's got an entirely different business model. And I'm probably going to be doing some work with him. And he's going to be helping me. And that's a perfect example is you don't need, when you have a service-based business, you need to set your expectation levels. We need to look at, and with England failing last night, well, not winning, what will show their true strength is how they come back from that. How we as a team come back from that, and how we as business owners. So I was truly gutted last Friday. In fact, my 82-year-old mum said to me, "Oh, how did your daily emails go last week? Did you get the results you wanted?" And I went, "No, I didn't. I'm really honest. I didn't. But do you know what? I tried it. I went for it. I did it in the right way. I told my mailing list the week before, because I usually only send a weekly email, that I was going to be emailing them daily. I told them that, and still lost some subscribers. And that's fine, because isn't it better to have an engaged list that you get a decent open rate from? So yes, so we tried it. It didn't work, but I'm going to regroup today. I've got some time this afternoon where I'm actually going to map out the whole of the 6 months for my business, because it's really important to keep looking forward. We learn from our mistakes. I'm not necessarily mistakes, things that didn't work. And that's why today, with my social media for trainers group, we are, excuse me, need this morning. My head is a bit fuzzy. There was a lot of gin last night. It's really important to reflect and learn from these things, because the strength, the true character that comes within is how we pick ourselves up. We always, I have a mantra. Actually, I don't film these in my office because it's the lights all over the place and it's not very nice. This is our dining room. It's not about what the failure is, about what we can learn from it. And I would say to you, this is what I'm doing with my social media for trainers and coaches group this morning. I'm going to ask them to do an audit of their content. Have a look at your content. And I'm going to share this with you, just as a quick tip. Have a look at your last 10 posts. Now, I can tell you categorically, if you look at the last 10 posts from yours truly for last week, the last 5 from last week, every single one was a sales post, and that was unapologetic. However, what you will see usually is a nice blend of content. How many of your posts were sales posts? How many of your posts were positioning you as an authority? How many of your posts are giving people a sense of why you could be a trusted expert at what you do? So do this audit and have a look and create some topics around that. So how many sales posts? How many authority positioning? How many personality? And getting people a sense of who you are. How many are audience building, list building? So maybe you're sharing tips. So it might be, I'm going to share a tip with you today. And if you want more, join my list, because every week I send out some tips and ideas that are going to help you get results with your social media. That's the sort of thing. So think about how you can do that. But audit your content and have a look at the last 10 posts and segregate them. Decide where they sit. Because what we need to be doing is, are we growing our audience? Are we building a relationship? And that's all part of our learning. So with your social media, we need every experience in life is a lesson to be learned. And that's across everything. But with social media, that's what I'm saying, is my tip for you today is to have a look at your last 10 posts and audit them and see what that tells you. And if you're struggling, book a no obligation call with yours truly. I'm happy to chat over your challenges for half an hour. Love to chat about my favorite subject. In the meantime, have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Monday. Can't believe it's like we're halfway through July already. How on earth did that happen? Take care and have a great week.